On today's show, Cooper Flagg has his breakout game. Fire Nico Chants still rain down on the Mavericks. But if they had more games like this, they wouldn't be doing that as much. I'll tell you why. Today's Locked On Mavs.
This is Cooper Flagg, and you're listening to Locked On Mavs.
Explain themselves.
All these changes, I still got my dog Dwight Powell.
You are Locked On Mavs, your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Still can't leave.
Your team every day.
I'm gonna get a city like that.
And welcome. You are Locked On to the Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years. Thanks for reading every day or making Locked On Mavs your first listen each and every day and making Locked On Podcast Network the #1 sports podcast network out there. Thank you for doing it slightly. Thank you for doing your part to make Locked On's the #1 sports podcast network out there. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use that code LOCKEDONNBA to get $20 off your first purchase. Joining me, as always, the post-game prodigy for the Great Slightly Biased YouTube channel, the aptly named. What you got for me, Slightly Biased?
What an eventful night, really, across the entire NBA. I don't know if you've been
for sure.
Tonight was absolutely insane, and then this game had its fair share of insanity as well.
Fun stuff in this game for the Dallas Mavericks for once, and I think it was just a microcosm of what it is to be a Dallas Mavericks fan right now. We'll obviously talk about Cooper Flagg's breakout game because I think this was his best game he's played so far again. And we're seeing more. He's building on more things. We'll talk about Brandon Williams. We'll talk about Naji Marshall. We'll talk about P.J. Washington, that final second play. We'll talk about Patrick Dumont and the kid with the Luka jersey. We have exclusives all over the place. Multiple reporters in on the story. Shout out to the Dallas Media Corps. And we'll talk about that, obviously. We'll get into so many things. But let's start here slightly. The Dallas Mavericks season has been tumultuous. Remember when Klay Thompson said tumultuous at the end of last season? And he was like, tumultuous. Tumultuous? I don't have the drop with me, but I'm going to do it verbally because that's what it has been so far. And coming into tonight's game, it felt like it could have gotten really bad really quick. Because you're playing against Giannis. You're playing against the Bucks. The Mavs have struggled against bigs this year and struggled against mobile bigs. And Giannis is the most big mobile that there is. Like he is that one. And Patrick Dumont was reportedly at the game. He was sitting courtside. He was reportedly there 2 hours before, which is not normal for him to be there that early. And there were reports from Mark Stein that we talked about yesterday that he's concerned about the negativity surrounding the team and the fan base and all that. Which means he heard the fans and he's hearing what's happening from the Mavs fan base. And that's something we had not heard before. And so we talked about on the show yesterday, man, it could get ugly. If it gets ugly for the Mavericks, it could get ugly as a fan coming into this. And the first 5-6 minutes of this game were wild. I don't know if I've heard a Mavericks fan base or crowd that quiet. Like just nothing. No cheers, no boos. Like there are times when the Bucks buckets were louder than the Mavericks. Now, there weren't many Mavericks buckets to start with at the beginning of this game. Mavs were down 5-14 to start this one. But there was not many, and it was just dead silent. I could hear the Maniacs from all the way across the arena. I said the opposite corner of them. I could hear them better than any fan in the section I was in or behind me or anything like that. And if the Mavericks gave this fan base more things to cheer about, then they wouldn't have as many Fire Nico chants, I don't think. If they were competitive, they were in games, Cooper Flagg was playing a game like he did tonight, we wouldn't have as much of these conversations as we've been having. And yet here I find myself, the Mavs are leading the Bucks in the fourth quarter, a game where the Mavs are not favored, not expected to win, all that. Mavs are up against the Bucks with 7 minutes left, and all of a sudden, the Fire Nico chants start. Free throw for the Mavericks. It's quiet. It's the only time the arena is quiet. You can't hear Sean Heath on the PA. You can't hear the Maniacs. You can't hear the music being played by Shippy, our friend. You can't hear any of that because they have to be quiet. It's like a league mandated rule for them to be quiet. And that's the time where you start hearing the Fire Nico chants, and a lot of people are going to have thoughts about it. But those wouldn't happen as much if the Mavs gave this fan base more games like this tonight. And they're still frustrated. Fans are still aptly and appropriately upset with the state of this franchise right now. But I just thought it was a crazy night in the sense that you got the Fire Nico chants while you were winning a fun game like that you weren't supposed to win against the Bucks and being competitive and fighting really hard, and all the players were fighting really hard. You had Brandon Williams doing fun things. You had P.J. Washington. You had Naji Marshall. Obviously, Cooper Flagg doing fun things. And yet here we are. P.J. Washington misses a free throw. that would have put them only down one and had one more to go. Misses a free throw, and all of a sudden the Fire Nico chants come back again as strong as ever at the end of this game when the Mavs lose.
Yeah, so that's why I'm going to disagree with you, actually.
Go for it.
I think you would still get Fire Nico chants, only because they're losing games still. You know what I mean? Like, you did this trade with the idea that you were going to be a championship contender right out the gates. So I don't know how much the fans are like, oh, well, we were at least competitive in that game, you know, in that loss. You're still going to get the Fire Nico chance. That's still going to happen. But, yeah, I mean, they're going to continue to happen. I'm surprised they haven't really happened much up until now.
I think they put him at bay. I think the Mavs put him at bay during this game for the most part, because I was expecting Fire Nico chants from the start.
They were chanting him when they were winning the game.
Yeah, it's true. They kept him at bay for a long time, and then the fourth quarter they were like, "Hey, are we not going to be able to do Fire Nico today?" Like, and then they were like, "We have to do it."
I think what's happened is I think fans have heard the reports and they're like, "Oh my God, if we go to games and like are vocal and make ourselves heard, like we could actually accelerate this process."
So they had to do it.
I might agree with them.
So they had to do it at some point. And yeah, we've talked about it. And I think it's still the right thing to move on from him, right? Like, I think they need to move forward. They need a fresh start. They need a clean slate. They need somebody who's going to come in and going to have the long-term, like, interest of the franchise, like, at the forefront, and that's what he's building towards, or whoever they bring in is building towards. Like, I still think that is the correct thing that they need to do, because the fans aren't going to move on until it happens, right? Like, whether fans are right or not about a lot of things. I think fans can be wrong about things for sure, but fans are but if your fan base is still like, I've never heard so much vitriol for one single individual, maybe like another owner, like maybe an owner in a franchise, but like not a player. I've never heard this much, because it's still, we're almost a year away. We're almost a year out from the trade, and it's still just as strong as ever, and people are almost as angry as when they were when that Lakers game happened.
Well, yeah, and I think the reason people are angry now, because I feel like you probably had a contingent of people, especially in the city, like not online, kind of more of the casual fan who was like, oh, I'm excited Coop's here. Like, I'll see. You know, like, I hate
Let's
the
see
trade.
what happens. Yeah.
I hate the trade. I don't like that they did it. Like, I wish they'd fire this guy. But, like, I'm like, this team could be good, and now you're 3-7, and it's like, oh, or 3-8, whatever they are. And it's like, oh, our season's already over. And the Lakers are 8-3. Like, oh yeah, I'm done with this. I think that's why it feels like there could be more anger now, or as much anger now as there was as at the time of the trade, or right around the time of the trade.
Maybe it is just the losses and just that.
Yeah, it is.
But they haven't looked competitive in some of these. Like, they haven't looked good in some of these games at all. They have the worst offense. They can't beat the Wizards. Like, I think if they gave them more games like this, first of all, I don't think they'd be 3-7 if they played like this more often.
Right, they would not be.
But their offense was still almost just as bad as it was in some of those games in this one. But I guess maybe that's my point, is that if they played like this, they wouldn't be as bad as they have been. But they have been.
This was
but they have
the best
been
game. This was the best game they've played this season,
and they've won 3 of them.
Yeah, like, this is. So I get what you're saying there, but I think the ultimate sentiment is, like, at the end of the day, we're 3-8. We don't really care all that much as of right now. With this guy still the GM of the team, we don't care about close losses.
But what if they're 3-7 and it shown signs of life in some way, where you're like, okay, I could see where if guys get healthy, then we'd come back.
We would be on here being like, guys, like, I know it sucks right now, but they need this. Like, fans would not care, and rightfully so. 3-7, for sure. You're not coming back from. I'm just being real.
Oh, they're 3-8 now. So
3-8. You're not coming back from 3-8.
Yeah. What the stat that I had the other day was 3-7. It's only like 14% of teams have come back and made the playoffs since 2000, and only like 8 of the 26 were Western Conference teams. I haven't looked up 3-8 yet. I should, because it's probably worse than that. But yeah, I mean, you were promised a contender. You were promised a team that was better than the one the Mavs had that went to the finals, and obviously you're not getting it. And to me personally, it's less about the play on the court, and the play on the court has been bad until a couple games here. It's more about Anthony Davis being out again and having a calf strain and coming into camp out of shape, the exact thing that you traded Luka away to avoid. You have now, like Nico and Dumont and everybody has to deal with this exact same issue again, which is just the irony of all ironies for this franchise. But I think it's more about, now Nico has set up this franchise around 2 stars that are always injured, in Kyrie and Anthony Davis. And I love Kyrie. He's been awesome for this team, but he has missed a ton of games in his career. Anthony Davis, same thing. I've hyped Anthony Davis up all offseason because I think he's a great player. Injured all the time and is already out. And he was ramping up. He was questionable coming into this game, but like, are you holding your breath for Anthony Davis to come back? And if Anthony Davis does come back, is he going to fix this 3-8? Is he going to fix the 28th offense in the NBA? I don't think so.
Oh, they're 28th now?
They got passed by the Pacers.
Wow, that's actually impressive. But no,
And they may rise after tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I am actually so surprised by that. But the answer to your question is a resounding no. AD's not fixing this.
Correct. And that's the situation that we're in right now. And I'm not holding my breath for Kyrie to come back this season and fix everything. I think Kyrie would make a lot of these things make sense, but he would give them a fighting chance to be in the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to be in the hunt by the time he comes back. And that's the biggest problem.
Yeah. I think this team probably is like, I could see this team with a guard like Kyrie being, upper 40s win team based off what we've seen so far. As crazy as that is to say, that's how desperate they are for some guard play.
Well, look what Brandon Williams brought it tonight.
Right, yeah. Look at what Brandon Williams has brought. But like we've said, that 48 win pace isn't going to matter when you're 15 games under 500 or whatever you're going to be by the time Kyrie's ready.
Mavs are also 2-5 in clutch games. I think now they're probably 2-6 because of tonight.
Yeah.
And so Kyrie probably makes a big difference in those. Coming up, though, let's talk about Cooper Flagg. I thought he had a breakout game. I thought he played really well. We're starting to see him build on some games. So let's talk about what he did coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Go check out FanDuel for all the different ways you can get into the NBA action and be part of it in so many different ways. There's all kinds of stuff. Cooper Flagg, he's making a run back at the Rookie of the Year. So go check out to see his odds on FanDuel. And if you feel real confident about anything, if you're a brand new customer, you can put down $5. If you win, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app on anything. So go check it out. See what you got available for you. Cooper Flagg's MVP or Rookie of the Year odds should be going up. FanDuel, why are you doing this to me? Moving things around on the website. Go check it out. Go check out and see what Cooper Flagg's odds are as of now. But great stuff all the time from FanDuel. Go see what you have available. And if you're a new customer, put down $5. You win $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Please gamble responsibly. Also brought to you by Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile is promising you wireless at not an overpay like you're used to. If you're still overpaying, it's time to say yes to saying no at Mint Mobile. Their favorite word is no. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, no hidden fees, no BS. Saying yes to making the switch and getting premium wireless for just $15 a month. $15, you can't even get a burger anymore. Mint makes it simple. All plans come with a high-speed data and unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your own phone to keep your same number and contacts with Mint Mobile. So if you're ready to say yes to saying no, do this with Mint Mobile. Make the switch at mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. You got to go to mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. That's mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. Upfront payment of $45 equivalent to $15 a month required. Limited time new customer offer for the first 3 months. Only speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs, being part of the show, part of the Raccoon Squad. That's what we call our listeners, listening every day. We appreciate you for checking out the show and listening. Go check out the text line, 214-643-8637, or check the link in the description or the QR code to subscribe and be part of the Raccoon Squad, who gets updates all the time. We were sending a bunch of stuff today. We'll send game notes. We'll send any thought, any rumor we see. If the Nico thing happens, we'll send it there first. And we'll tell everybody there. So check the QR code, links in the description to find that. All right, Slightly. We're talking about the Mavs, lost to the Bucks, and I thought it was Cooper Flagg's breakout game. I thought this was another one. I feel like we've had several games this year. We go, that's his best played game. But this is another one. We're going to keep doing it because he finished this game 26 points, 9 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Helped double on Giannis all night, basically. Had only 2 fouls, only 1 turnover. Had the bucket to put them up 1 with not much time left on the clock, less than a minute left against Giannis, where he drove, spun, went to the rim, and finished around Giannis. That was an incredible play. He had 2 rookie mistakes late that we'll get into, but what did you see on Cooper Flagg's breakout night?
Yeah, I mean, this was the vision of Cooper Flagg. He impacted the game in so many different ways. Looked so comfortable out there. Looked like a menace defensively. for a lot of the night. Did have some defensive breakdowns as an 18-year-old that you sort of expect to see from time to time, but looked fantastic. This was the most comfortable he's looked in a game by far.
Yeah.
And, I think some of that has to do with, again, he's playing next to a guard. This time it's Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams played fantastic, took a lot of pressure off of Cooper Flagg, and he's able to just play within the flow of the offense. Did have some reps as the on-ball guy, did have some reps as the play initiator where I thought he did good. I saw him set. I mean, if you were to tell me this was the most ball screens he set in a game, I'd just believe you right away. Got out in transition, was just impacting the game in so many different ways. And this is what we've been waiting for, is the moment tip off to the end of the game, just confidence, assertiveness. I might miss a shot here or there, but that's not going to take me out of the game for the next 7 minutes. I'm going to take another shot. And I just love down the stretch of the game. It really felt like Cooper Flagg was going to have the ball in his hands. And you know what? We're probably going to get something pretty good out of it. Like, that's crazy to be at that place for an 18-year-old. I'm happy that, we can confidently say, because we spent the first, or not we, of course, but there were people out there that were victory lapping 10 games of an 18-year-old's.
Yeah, we were loving it. Pile on the 18-year-old.
Now we can safely say that could have been maybe a little premature, wouldn't you? Who would have guessed it? So, it was a really great performance from Coop. And sometimes stuff like this just needs to happen, and now all of a sudden it's clicked. He's ready to go, and I'm excited to see what the next few games have in store for him after a game like tonight.
Do you think it took 10 games for the Mavericks to put him in the right position, or 10 games for him to finally feel comfortable enough to play like he did tonight?
I think it's a mix of both, probably. I think they've obviously learned that, hey, it's probably for the best that we have a guard out there for most of the game, right?
So proud of them.
Right. I mean, who could have told him that? Oh, everyone did? That's right.
We all said that for weeks.
Literally everyone was begging for it for literally felt like a month.
We were also begging for D'Angelo Russell, to be fair, and that has not.
That is very true, but our point still stood. We were right. We were right and wrong at the same time, but mostly we were right.
That's exactly how we operate here on Locked On Mavs. Right and wrong at the exact same time.
Yeah. That's why, I call my show Slightly Early. And we say, why is it called Slightly Early? Because it doesn't start in the morning anymore, but it's because we're always early. Even if we're wrong at the time, we're just early.
What time does it start now?
1.
That's slightly early for somebody.
I was about to say, it's still relatively early for someone. But no.
It's early for like a pregame show. If you're doing a pregame show, it's very early.
That's true. Yeah, so, no, for Coop, I just like the aggressiveness, the assertiveness, and I feel like we've noticed this over the past few games. The moment he feels like an AJ Green on him or a Ryan Rollins, it's immediate post. We're immediately going to the post, and that's such a weapon for him right now. And the more and more comfortable he gets, I really feel like we're going to have a stretch, and it might even be soon, but I'm thinking more January, February-ish, where it's like, have you guys seen what Cooper Flagg's been doing lately? Like, have you guys seen the numbers? He's going to get confident, and it's going to be smooth sailing.
The 2 rookie mistakes I saw from him late in this game. One of them, it was the play where you had the Ryan Rollins score with like 18 seconds left. So he is guarding Kuzma, and then Kuzma and Ryan Rollins screen for each other, and then Flagg gets switched onto Ryan Rollins. He's then guarding him. And then Flagg goes in to double Giannis when Giannis gets the ball, because he was doing that all night. So he runs over to help Giannis. And then Giannis passes it back to Ryan Rollins. And then Flagg scrambles back to go guard Ryan Rollins. Well, Naji then comes over to guard Ryan Rollins too. So now there's a double. And Flagg sees that. And maybe there was some kind of communication between him and Naji, or maybe there's something like nonverbal they were supposed to do there. Flagg immediately, when Naji comes over, leaves Ryan Rollins, but leaves him in the sense that there's a wide open lane straight to the bucket. And at the same time that Cooper Flagg turned his back and was leaving Rollins, Naji was jumping at the exact same time, couldn't get in good guarding position, and Ryan Rollins goes straight to the basket and scores, because Cooper Flagg was rotating over where he's supposed to if Naji is like set and is ready to defend, but Naji wasn't at the time. That was one of the mistakes. Did you see that the same way? Do you see that as a defensive mistake? I thought that was on Cooper Flagg, but it could depend.
Yeah, no, I think that was on Coop, probably leaving that a little too early. But, these are things that are going to happen that have to get worked out. And, communication errors and things like that for an 18-year-old are to be expected. So, that's just stuff you iron out.
Absolutely. And then there was the play where he fell on the inbounds pass, which I think was either he got pushed so hard by Kuzma it should have been a foul, or he flopped on the play to try and get a foul. Either way, Kuzma got a wide open dunk on the other end when Flagg was the one guarding him, and that could be a rookie mistake, could be another one where you're like, that's just something that incidental that happens during a game, unfortunate and all that.
It looked like Kuzma had a lot of jersey, and I don't know if it was enough to force a fall like that, but that's what it looked like.
And so I think you fight through that, right? Like I think you fight through that if it's
right. Yeah, probably.
And so I would count that. I'll count that as a rookie mistake, but it's not going to take away from all the other great things we saw from Cooper Flagg tonight. I mean, breakout game, I thought, incredible stuff. We've been breaking it down and talking about it. We've been waiting for a game like this, and we finally saw one.
Yeah.
Coming up, Brandon Williams made a big difference in this game. I thought Naji Marshall also made a big difference in this game. What did they do? And how is Brandon Williams so much better than D'Angelo Russell? We'll talk about that and more coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by our friends over at Game Time. Basketball season officially here. If you weren't here to chant Fire Nico or to do whatever else you were going to do here tonight, you can get tickets on Game Time. Go check it out because there's all kinds of different ways you can get tickets, but Game Time is the one that is there for the fans. The fans. Somebody's got to be there for the fans. The app that gives fans the advantage. So go check it out on Game Time. You can see the views from your seat. You can see exactly what the price is going to be at checkout because they show you the fees and all that. You can even find NBA tickets for under $25. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. That's code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. You can also get concert, comedy, all kinds of stuff at Game Time. Go check out Game Time app or the Game Time website. Also brought to you by our friends at Robinhood. Your ambition just met its match. With Robinhood, you play for the win, not just on game day, every day. Locking in on every opening, beating your PR, then beating it again. Channel that drive into your money. Robinhood puts you in control. Trade stocks and ETFs, options, futures, and crypto all on one platform so you can now build and execute your own trades from a desktop with Robinhood Legends Advanced Tools, or take advantage of the new Robinhood strategies with tailored portfolio managed by a team of experts. You expect more from yourself. Expect more from your money. Get started today at Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Again, that's Robinhood.com/yourmoney. Your money, your move.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
All right, slightly talking about the Mavs loss to the Bucks and that final play. PJ Washington gets fouled by Giannis. Mavs are down by 3. And PJ makes the first one. It's silent in the arena. No Fire Nico chance at all. Then he misses the second one, the Fire Nico chance return. Your thoughts as the Fire Nico chance returned after he missed it?
I mean, that's pretty funny.
It was hilarious timing to me, but it was also just showed like, okay, if the Mavs were winning and there was things to cheer about, then they wouldn't be as loud. But and then
if
they
were
have
winning games, yes, obviously.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. You're right. Brandon Williams, I thought, made a big difference in this game. He finished with 19 points, second on the team. He played 33 minutes. He played down the stretch, 6 boards, 3 assists, 4 turnovers, but went to the free throw line 11 times. Mavs as a team went to the free throw line 41 times, which is huge, more than the Bucks. And Giannis went to the free throw line 12 times. The Mavs had Flagg go 10, Brandon Williams go 11, and PJ Washington go 10, which I thought was massive to try and counter that. What did you see from Brandon Williams?
Yeah, we talked about B. Will as just this. He's probably the best player on the team right now, especially with Kyrie out, at getting to the basket, getting 2 feet in the paint. And that just creates so many different things for you offensively, where you can then, draw on the defense and kick the ball out, swing the ball around. And now the ball's moving side to side and the defense is rotating. So I like that for B. Will. He's super confident. He's not shy. He doesn't go into any game thinking, well, last year I was a two-way guy, and now I just really got to, just get the ball up the court and pass it. No, he's looking to score every single time down the floor, and the Mavs desperately need a guy like this. So, yeah, with the way he's playing right now, he's the starting guard until Kyrie comes back, and I think that's pretty clear and obvious, I would say.
It's just about his quick first step and, how he can get into the paint. He was even doing those Nash dribbles where he goes around you drive, and you kind of just drive in a circle, and sometimes you don't even really need to do anything. But, the Mavs players weren't moving very much in the first half when he did that, but in the second half they learned from it. It seemed like they adjusted and they're like, all right, well, let's go ahead and move if he's going to be able to do that, because that just creates motion. The Mavs just need to create some motion in that offense and have something happen. I thought Brandon Williams was able to do that because you need advantage makers on offense, and they haven't had any advantage makers at all because they didn't have any playmakers. But Brandon Williams is one that's like, all right, let me just drive by a guy, and that's an advantage, whether it's one-on-one, or even if there's help at the rim, that's still movement and moving the defense and trying to bend it to your will in some way. And so I thought that was absolutely massive. I thought Naji Marshall also made a big impact, especially in that first quarter. The Mavs were down 5-14. Like, I thought it was about to go as bad as we thought it was going to go yesterday, where all of a sudden it goes bad. Naji Marshall came in, had 5 points, 2 assists in the first quarter, and was just a catalyst for pushing the pace and like getting to the rim and just not being scared and going for it. I just thought that those moments in the first quarter really changed the tone of this game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I don't have much to add about that other than the fact that that's exactly what he does, and that's what you brought him in here to do, is to be this sort of secondary ball handler for you off the bench, which is the role he's had really since he came here. So, yeah, that's it. It'll be important. Well, I say even when Kyrie comes back. I don't know what this team's going to look like. But yes,
yeah, I was going to say, by then anything could happen. I don't know. Will the team be in Dallas by then?
Well, I was just about to say, it'll be good on whatever team Naji's on. They will. On February 12th.
Yeah, true. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
Max Christie, just another solid game. 13 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, 3 blocks, and all of them were just like volleyball swats. Great minutes from him. He hit 3 threes too. And man, I'm just still impressed by Max Christie. He's just the exact kind of role player. Like, the Mavs could have really used like a role player like him and a role player like Naji when they were making the finals run, like on the team that was previously constructed.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, those two guys could swing that series 100%.
Oh, and that's why it hurts. And that's why, if you're listening, you probably want to chant "Fire Nico" anywhere you go.
That's right. Wait, are you going to talk about the kid?
I was joking about that, but we can talk.
I've got some theories,
but we can't talk about it. Okay, so there's a photo going around, and we, on the text line, I'm not lying, we received 5 different angles from people that were in the arena, like texting us the photo of a kid in a Luka Lakers jersey sitting next to Patrick Dumont courtside and talking, and they talked for a while, and so I know that kid flicked off Patrick Dumont in the first game. I can confirm that because it was on the broadcast. You could see it on the broadcast, which is actually hilarious. And I don't think anybody really pointed it out. And I should have, but I didn't. And then I've also seen this kid at other games before. The game that I was sitting courtside against OKC, he was down there. He's obviously he's got a season tickets, or his family has season tickets or something. And he sits a couple rows back. But the story, according to several different sources now, because everybody went and interviewed him immediately after this, is that his dad told him he had to apologize for flicking off Patrick Dumont. And so he went over, he asked if he could talk to him and apologize, and then they had a conversation afterwards. If you're that kid, though, slightly, what are you asking Patrick Dumont in that moment?
Well, I mean, let's just be first and foremost, I can't relate to this at all. This would has been nothing I would have experienced.
Your parents never would ask you to apologize for something rash that you did? I can't imagine that Mr. and Mrs. Biased wouldn't have asked you to apologize.
Mr. and Mrs. Biased did not have courtside season tickets, so let's start there.
Would they be flicking off Patrick Dumont with you?
No, okay. I don't think so. But I don't know what this conversation was. I have theories about this conversation.
Go for it. What's your first theory?
So was Patrick Dumont not in a suite in this game?
He was not. He was sitting courtside basically the whole game.
Okay, all right, never mind. That changes my theory then, because I thought I saw Stein say he was in a suite.
Well, he went there early, but he was not. He was not there right before the game, and then he obviously came out and was sitting courtside. So,
because I was gonna say my theory comes down here, has this photo shoot moment with the kid in a Lakers jersey, is like this. Hey guys, I'm listening. So then the firing comes soon, and Dumont can be like, guys, I listened. I literally spoke to you. You saw the pictures.
Hey, if it does happen, don't put it past him that he'll do that.
Yeah. That was kind of what my brain was thinking. Was like, this feels like a photo shoot.
where all of a sudden you just see you see all the different angles, and you're like, I talked to the fans, I spoke to them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an Instagram post. Maybe he posts this photo with the like the Notes app screenshot where he talks about like I listen to the fans, we listen, we want to be all about the fans and the fan base here at the Dallas Mavericks, and we're moving on and we're moving forward here with the fans in mind.
Yeah, that's wishful thinking. But
it's a photo of him sitting next to that Lakers jersey kid, and then like gradient it up is like the Dirk statue. It's like
that'd be sick. You should start designing that and send it to him.
Gotta get my dust off my Photoshop skills.
Do you think? I mean, I'm so curious about this stuff. Like, does this? I really do wonder if this sways anything. I really do. I can't.
The kid talking to him or this game?
That. The chants, the overwhelming negativity. I mean, it was reported that it was, but I'm just really curious how much.
All right, here's my thought. I think this game probably did more bad for the Fire Nico Harrison movement than it did good. If I'm Patrick Dumont, and we know he's a listener of the show, so if I'm Patrick Dumont, I'm sitting there looking at this game going, they're chanting Fire Nico while we're winning. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And so I think it could have done more harm than good in a game like this.
No, I think I feel like this is like, man, this is. I feel like
they still did lose though. They still did lose though. So maybe
for the exact reason you're saying it. I just feel like he's like, man, even when we're winning this game. Like,
okay, you can take it that way too.
Because then my whole thing would circle back around to, well, just wait until we're healthy. And it's like, well, we're 10, 11 games into the season, and the guy you just traded for, who's notoriously hurt all the time, has been out half the season.
The analogy we've heard, though, from people with the Mavericks that they've been saying, because I think they got talking points today, is this is like week 3 in the NFL season. So imagine if everybody freaked out after week 3. And my point is, well, if you're 0-3 after week 3, you don't make the playoffs either.
Yeah, I would say not a very good analogy. This would be like if the Chiefs traded Patrick Mahomes for Kenny Clark, and then we're starting
Myles Garrett.
Yeah, Myles Garrett. There you go. And started 0-3, and we're like, guys, be calm. We've got this.
Oh, man. A fun game, though. I enjoyed it. It was weird. The weird eeriness at the very start. The Mavs were down. Cooper Flagg had a shot to make him go up 1. You had Fire Nico chants. You had a weird conversation with Patrick Dumont and a fan. That was mysterious. You had all kinds of stuff happen in this game. And you know what? I'm here for it. At least the Mavs were interesting tonight. Unlike that game the other night you and I had to cover where we were like, man, what is this game where they beat the Wizards?
Yeah, I mean, this is, you never know what you're going to see when you tune into this team, man. You really don't. It is.
For the entire time I've covered this team. I've covered this team since 2015. You never know what you're going to see when this Mavericks team comes on.
It really does feel like there's so. I mean, like you said, there's just in this game alone, chance of fire the GM pouring in first and
while
foremost,
the team was winning.
That in and of itself is crazy. Like if you just didn't know anything about the trade or anything like that, in and of itself is crazy. Like you said, the owner having a sit-down conversation with a kid in another team's jersey. And it being like this, it's just like, what is going on with this team? Man?
The entire press corps went and interviewed him afterwards.
Right, I do find that hilarious. I saw someone tweet out that like every single person with even remote ties to the Dallas media is like, I need to be there at this game. This could be it.
I legit thought about it. I sat here and I was like, I should go over there and ask him so that we know for the show. And then I saw Christian Clark from The Athletic go over there. I saw Mike Curtis from the Dallas Morning News go over there. I saw Ron from DLLS go over there. And I was like, you know what? They've got it covered. Guys, like, I'm sure I'm not a better journalist than any of those 3 men. So I will sit this one out.
So we'll see. I think I do somewhat agree with you that like I don't think they would fire Nico after a game like tonight.
No.
If it were to come after like a really bad game or like we got to do something, it would have to be like a 30-point decimation. Would be my
It
guess.
does feel like if they got destroyed tonight and the vibes were as bad as we thought they could have been, then that could have been the straw that broke it. But
yeah.
Or we could wake up to it tomorrow. I mean,
we'll see.
I don't think and we're talking about this because some people are going to be like, "Why are you guys still talking about this?" It's the reports from McMahon and Stein don't come from nowhere.
No,
right?
there's smoke. There's 100%. And
Yes.
we've reached a point. I was talking about this earlier today. Like, we've reached a point where it's like, okay, these things don't get said or come out unless it's happening at some point.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
There's smoke like they chose a pope.
Point. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. It does feel like that though, because you always see this with coaches where it's like, oh, he's on thin ice. It's like, okay, then it's inevitable. Like, it's gonna happen soon. So
Yeah.
And if it is gonna be a midseason thing, you do have to time it to where it's like, we want whoever's in charge next to have time before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
And we don't, if we know we're gonna fire this guy at some point, we don't want him making trades. And every team makes trades at the trade deadline. It's usually like 3 teams a year that don't do it.
That was our whole point yesterday. It's like, all right, are you as ownership going to trust Nico Harrison to make the right moves for this team for the long-term future while it seems like his job is in jeopardy?
Yeah.
Right? Like it feels like we've already crossed the Rubicon when it comes to that. Rubicon,
I think is how I hear it, but I could be very wrong on that.
Rubik's Cube? You've crossed the Rubik's Cube when it comes to Nico Harrison and firing him.
That's how you pronounce that, but I don't know the
context of how to use it. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs. Go check out Slightly Biased, great YouTube channel. All kinds of stuff happening over there in much more explicit terms. Guys, thanks so much for listening to Locked On Mavs. Peace out. Boom.
These are the games we'll enjoy in February when it's already over.